That is not a fallacy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome everybody to our debate today, and we welcome our first speaker, Miss Shani. Let's give her a round of applause. Yay! And she is the first speaker for the government. Miss Rachel will be your timekeeper today, so just make sure, Rachel, you make some good eye contact with people as they time. And I would like to remind both, what are you doing? Timekeeper and Miss Speaker that this is a speech that should not exceed 3 minutes. Thank you. See, not everybody's as tall as you are, Dieter. All right. Miss Timekeeper, are you ready? Yes? Okay, fabulous. Miss Speaker, whenever you're ready, hit it. No sighing. This is extra credit. This is like no pressure.
Hi, my name is Shani. I am the Prime Minister. I would like to thank my partner Gabe, the opposition, the judges, timekeeper, and audience for being here. Today we are discussing whether dorm students should or should not be required to take study hours, and we as the government decided that they should not have to take study hours. Our first point is that here at St. Paul we are considered a college prep school, and in college you should have to be able to manage your time to get your homework done and be able to do other things, and having students do study hours isn't making them manage their own time. Our second point is if you are on study hours, it could keep you from an extracurricular practice. For example, drama is from 7 to 9, which is during study hours. Our third point is if someone were to not have homework during study hours, they still have to sit in their room during study hours, which means they sit there and do nothing, which could possibly distract their roommate from doing their homework if they were doing their own homework. I'd like to review and say that making students do study hours could keep them from managing their own time, could keep them from extracurriculars, and could distract other roommates and leave them bored in their room, possibly. I would like to thank my partner Gabe, the opposition, the audience, judges, and timekeeper for being here today, and vote for government.
All right, thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you very much, Ms. Shani. And time, please, timekeeper?
150.
150. Okay, thank you very much. Will you please put 1 minute on the clock for Dieter to prepare his arguments? Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Dieter, please, for his first speech for the opposition. Again, not in a speech to exceed more than 3 minutes. How tall do you think you are? All right, Ms. Timekeeper, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Speaker, whenever you're ready. Oh, please. You may begin.
Hello, my name is Dieter. I'm the leader of opposition, and I want to thank my partner, Kerstin Martins, and the government for being here, and also want to thank the judges, timekeeper, and audience for listening to my debate. The topic of this debate is whether or not dorm students should or shouldn't take study hours. We as the opposition said that students should take study hours. The first main point of the government was this is a college prep and it will help you manage time, and we as the opposing team would like to fight it this way. It may help you prepare for college if you have study hours. Also, it will give you a habit to get into college. You will have time enough to do your homework, and then their second main point was keep you from extracurricular activities, and we as the opposing team will fight it as you may, if you ask, you may take early study hours so you have time enough to go to drama in this case. And the third main point that they say is if you have no homework, you will have nothing to do, and we as the opposing team will like to fight it this way. If you have nothing to do, you may search for something productive such as college, something of your interest, something that you like. And I want to review right now. My first main point was helps you prepare for college. My second main point was you may take early study hours so you have time enough to take the extracurricular activities such as drama. And my third point is you may do something productive if you have the time enough. I want to thank my partner for supporting me, the government for being here, judges, timekeeper, and audience for listening to my debate. And remember, vote for opposing team.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause. And time, please, timekeeper.
2:24.
2:24. Thank you very much. Ms. Timekeeper, will you please put 1 minute on the clock for Gabe to prepare his arguments? Thank you. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank
That's
you.
4.
That's 3.
Okay. Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Wait, what would that called then? Time. Time.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go ahead and welcome Gabe, please, with a round of applause as the second speaker for the government. We would also like to remind both Ms. Timekeeper and Mr. Speaker that the time should not exceed 3 minutes of extra credit value time. Yay. All right, Ms. Timekeeper, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, whenever you're ready. There you go, that's fine. You may begin.
Hello, I am Gabe. I am a member of the government. Thank you to my partner, the opposition, timekeeper, and judges for being here. The topic for today is whether or not students who live in the dorms should or should not have to participate in study hours. We as the government are saying that they should not have to participate in study hours. Our original points were that the first one was for time management purposes. One would have more opportunity to freely manage their time and have responsibility to manage that time. The opposition argued against this by saying that it may start good habits for college, and we argue against that by saying that one may actually have a different habit that they would prefer, such as doing homework immediately after getting out of school instead of at 9. Our second original point was that it could keep one free to do extracurricular activities. The opposition argued with that they may take early study hours, and we argue that if one would want to take early study hours, one would have to either choose between a sport or a drama. one would most likely not be able to do both. And then our third point was that one would be required to study even if one didn't have homework or anything to do. The opposition argued against this and said that one could find something productive to do, and we argue against this and say one might not have something productive to do, or one might have already done the productive work. So, as a review, one may have different habits than what study hours could possibly force or impose upon someone. One may, if someone were to have study hours, then they'd have to pick between sports or drama. Thank you for my partner being here, the opposition, judges, and timekeeper, and vote for government.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause. And time, please, timekeeper.
2:42.
2:42. Thank you very much. All right, will you please put 1 minute on the clock for Kerstin to prepare her arguments, please? Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go ahead and give Kerstin a round of applause and welcome her as the second speaker for the opposition. Again, we'd like to remind both the timekeeper and Ms. Speaker that the speech should not exceed 3 minutes this time. Beg your pardon. All right, Ms. Timekeeper, are you ready? Excellent. And Ms. Speaker, whenever you are ready, you may begin.
Hello, my name is Kerstin Martins. I am a member of opposition. I would like to thank my partner, Dieter, and I would like to thank the government. And I would also like to thank the judges, timekeeper, and audience for listening to this debate today. So the debate is whether dorm students should have to take study hours or not. We, as the opposition, say that they should have to take study hours. The government said that if you can focus on a different habit, or you can do your homework right after school, and we fight that as saying you might have a lot of homework to do, so you can do some then, but also you can do it after and later. Sports are right after school, and then dinner is after that. So the best study time would probably be after dinner, so later. And the second point was that the government said that you could choose either a sport or drama. You would probably not have time to do both. And so we fight that as saying you need to talk to your dorm counselor to work something out and to figure out what you have time for and what you can do with your study hours. And the third point that the government said was one might have already done some productive work, so they might not have a lot left. And we, as the opposition, fight that as you can always have more, or you can figure something out to use your time wisely with. You can always figure something out. And so to review the points that we fought against the government were that you might have a lot of homework, and the best study time is probably after dinner, so later in the day.
Our second point was that you should talk to your dorm counselor to figure something out with study hours. And our third point was you can always find something more to do and use your time productively. So I'd like to thank my partner, Dieter, and the government, and also the judges, timekeeper, and audience for listening to this debate today. And please vote for opposition.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause. And time, please, timekeeper.
2:41.
2:41. Thank you very much. Will you please put 1 minute on the clock? Dieter, remember, we're coming back to you for the speech. All right, 1 minute, please. Thank you. All right, thank you very much, Ms. Timekeeper. All righty, let us welcome the opposition back to the microphone this last time, please, with a round of applause. And we welcome Dieter. This time, however, both Ms. Timekeeper and Mr. Speaker, we'd like to remind you this is a speech that should only not exceed 2 minutes this time, just 2. So, Ms. Timekeeper, are you ready? Fabulous. Mr. Speaker, whenever you're ready, you may begin.
Hello, my name is Dieter. I'm the leader of opposition, and I want to thank my partner Kerstin Martins and the government for being here, and also want to thank the timekeeper, the judges, and the audience for listening to my debate. The topic for this debate is whether or not dorm students should or shouldn't take study hours, and we as the opposing team said that students should take study hours. The first main point of my partner was you can divide your homework and do some right after school, and then the other one in study hours time. And also, I want to argue also to this main point, you can do your homework right after school, and once you finish in study hours time, you can compare your homework with the other students that have the same class as you. Her second main point was talk to dorm counselors to work something out. And I want to argue with her also that you can take a study hall and you may say to the dorm counselor that you're using the study hall as a study hours. And the third main point was there is always something to do. And I want to argue with that, saying that you can take an online course that will help you with credits to graduate. Also, you can read a book, or you can work ahead. I want to thank the judges, audience, and timekeeper for listening to this debate, and remember, vote for the government.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause. And time, please, timekeeper.
1:43.
1:43. All right, if you would please put 1 minute on the clock for Shani to prepare her final comments. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Timekeeper. Alrighty, we welcome our final speaker, Ms. Shani, back to the microphone with a round of applause. And we'd like to remind both Ms. Timekeeper and Ms. Speaker that this is a speech that should not exceed 2 minutes only. All right, Ms. Timekeeper, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Fabulous. Ms. Speaker, whenever you get your yawns out, you may begin.
Hi, my name is Shani. I am the Prime Minister. I would like to thank my partner Gabe, the opposition, the judges, audience, and timekeeper for listening to the debate today. Today we are discussing whether or not dorm students should or should not take study hours, and we, as the government, have decided that they should not have to. The opposition said that students might have a lot of homework, and they could do some later after they finish some right after school, and then they could finish it during study hours. And we as a government have said that they could be able to divide it on their own with good time management. Their second point was that you could talk to the dorm counselor to work out other times if you couldn't get to practices. And we as a government have said that if they aren't off study hours with the appropriate GPA to not have to be on study hours, they would still most likely have to do study hours at some point, which would take a lot of work to allow a study hall to be considered study hours. And their third point was that there's always something that you can do to fulfill your time. And we said that there could be limited options in your room, and you may not be able to work ahead in a class, and you might not like to read books, so that might not be something someone would want to do. I would like to thank my partner Gabe, the opposition, the judges, audience, and timekeeper for being here today and vote for government.
All right, thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause. And time, please, timekeeper.
143.
143. Thank you very much. All right, let's give them all a round of applause. Yay, you succeeded at your extra credit. All right, thank you very much.